Okay, I'm testing the sound now. Sound, please. Sound, please. Again, sound, please. There we are. Sorry for the delay with the sound. So, there we have the headphones, right, and everything. There we have the plane. So I'm at Västerås. ESOW. I'll show you, as you saw before. And we're going to ESSB. Echo 00 Bravo. I forgot what O stands for, but W stands for whiskey, so it's something Echo 0 something whiskey. O. Forgot what O stand for. That's because I'm Swedish and not familiar with all the English letters, and if I looked it up I'll probably see it, but I don't bother that now. Now you see I've checked all the stuff to go on the walk around. Not everyone is marked, but if you want to try it, it's the rudder areas, and it's like ailerons, elevators, rudders, and so on. And it's the tires and the landing gear. So if you just go like this, you see that they get blue. So then you can check them. That's it. That's what you have to do outside, and you don't have to do it, I think. Then I press Shift Caesar C, and I'm inside. Sorry for my throat. So now I'm going to start it up, and I hope the autopilot works. So I tried one day before here, and everything messed up. So now I hope it works. So there we have everything. We try and get all things together. Left main tank and right main tank. No, not that. Not that. There. That's better. And the mixture is on 100%, and this is 0, so I should put it up a few notches, a few more notches. See, 9, 11, one notch more, 14.8. That's enough. So, and let's open the windows just to hear the engines. It's just nice. There. Hello there. I'm going from Västerås to Bromma, Stockholm. It will be. Västerås is west of Stockholm, and it's not so far away. And I have my beloved DC-3 they call it Daisy. but it is a replica of an old SAS DC-3. It was in SAS before. It started as C-47, and it went with the old other C-47s to D-Day at Normandy as a parachute trooper. And on the 7th anniversary, they equipped it back to C-47 to do the parachuting again. So you can say it went back to 1944 in a way. I think it was constructed in around 43, and then it went to Canada for a company there, and came back to Sweden for service for Linjeflyg, a daughter company to the SAS, Scandinavian. And then it went to the Swedish Air Force as a transporter, called something T-84 or something like that. And then it was bought by the Flygande Veteraner, flying veterans, who were based at Bromma, where we're going, but have to move here because I think Bromma is going to shut down. Here to Västerås, where there also is a active museum, airplane museum, and we also have airplanes that work and are in service as what do you say? Well, in service as public service airplanes at air shows and so on. And this one also flies around the Europe at air shows, and if you belong to the veterans, you can actually book a trip with it. Not bad. Let's start it up. That's waffling enough about the DC-3, but as you know, it has a history. It's always exciting with old DC-3s, for they have a lot of history. So we're starting it up with different things here, with the power and with the lights at first, and some equipment for de-icing, I think, too. Would be nice. There you are. And if I need some lights, I will have them. I don't think I will need so much light, but anyway, it's good to have. And I prepared the fuel, so now we can, not this way. Let's use the mouse instead. I have a keyboard, a mouse, and a flight stick. See what it's named. DC-1 flight stick. Yes, I don't remember the exact mark on it, but it's a well-known flight stick. The one with the palm on it, the palm marking. Anyway, here we are. Now it's time to start it up. So we'll do like this. As always, it doesn't work. It did work. Okay, thank you. And pump and the mesh. I'll use the mouse instead. It's way better. There we are. And the props is turning. And there it starts. Nice sound, isn't it? Then we try what? See what happens. And there comes the left one. One thing I would like to hear is the starters, but we don't hear much of the starters from here. Okay. Okay, everything's alright down there. Let's close the windows. And of course we have to do this. So it don't get overheated. Now I think I have to lower the revs a bit. There we are. And as you see, it's a bit cramped here, so I'll try to do some pushback. We have a sheet for pushback. It's on the keyboard. Alt P. Alt P. ALT. Let's try it. And release the brakes, of course. It didn't work. Once more. There we are. We have to make believe that we have some tug in the rear of the plane, I think, because if you have your tail dragger, you have to put the towing tug at the rear, and I push it back as much as possible so I can turn to the left. There, that's enough. Okay, and we have looks like everything is working here. We'll just test the autopilot so it does work. Yes, it does. Thank you. And we have to put it on 3,000 feet as it was proposed on the flight plan. I have a VFR flight plan, so I hope it works. It looks like it's... Whoops. Didn't want that. It started rolling. I didn't see that. So let's... I have to redo this. Okay. Once more. Push it back. It's me doing everything wrong when I have to talk. Okay, this way then. And stop it. Okay, let's try again. So let's go for the ground. And we want to start to the east and hopefully have a VFR. There we are.
Bostera's ground. Sweet Mount 10 tree with Oscar. Request taxi for takeoff. East departure.
Sweet Mount 10 tree. Taxi to and hold short of runway 01 using taxiway Foxtrot Alpha Alpha Tree Alpha 2 Alpha 1 Bravo. Contact tower on 130.605 when ready.
Yes.
Taxi 2
01.
and hold short runway 01 using taxiway Foxtrot Alpha Alpha Tree Alpha 2 Alpha 1 Bravo. Sweet Mount 10 tree.
So I'll have to go backtracking. Let's check the 80s. See what pressure we have.
Bostera's airport information, Oscar. 1300 Zulu. Wind 03 tree at 9er. Visibility 6. Sky condition, ceiling 2500 overcast. Temperature -3. Dew point -6. QNH 1022. ILS runway 19er and visual runway 18 in use. Landing and departing runway 01 and runway tree 6. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back, hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have Oscar.
Okay.
Bostera's airport information Papa. 1300 Zulu. Wind
Okay, there we are. 10:22, that's if we translate it to this, it's 30.57 then. Rather high, I think. Actually, it was snowing just a while ago. There we are. So we don't need that so much more, and let's go then. So now I have to go all the way down to the other end of the runway. Okay. That's the thanks for using the commercial terminal. Yes, at Västerås there is a commercial terminal and there is a private GA terminal, and there is a museum on the right here, about 2 o'clock on the right. And this DC-3 now resides at the museum, but it's not owned by the museum. But when they have air shows there, it usually participates in the air shows. So you can see it now and then. And this summer, there is 100 years anniversary at Linköping, south of here, where the Air Force has a museum, Swedish Air Force Museum. So this summer you will see this one going there too, because it's natural, because it was part of the Air Force for a long time. And there are some other planes that you have on the flight sim. I tried the Gripen JAS39 Griffon, but it doesn't work properly, at least not in Xbox on 24. I can fly it, I can steer it, and I can get out to the runway. I can fly it and land it, but when I land it, I can't steer it on the ground. So something is wrong there. So if I ever use the Griffon, I use it on 2020, but because there it works. Probably it's a 2020 plane in the beginning. And you also have the Saab B-17 dive bomber that was constructed during the war. You also that one you can find on the flight sim shop on 2020 and 2024. But on 24 it works, but it doesn't have any engine sound. So I use that one in 22. So 2020 is good to have both sims actually, because some planes doesn't work there in 24. Like also the Kodiak. I can start up the Kodiak with amphibious floats, but I couldn't get it to start from the runway. So probably it's the same thing that happened to the Beaver with amphibious floats, because if you didn't press Alt Q for releasing the chocks and other things, it's a shortcut for releasing chocks and covers. You couldn't start with that one either, so it could be something like that. Maybe if you start it ready for takeoff, it works. I don't know. I haven't tried it anymore. And I guess probably the wheel version of the Kodiak works. So now it's time to go up in the sky and call for the ATC.
Osteris Tower, Swede Mount 10 tree ready at runway 01. East departure.
1022 east departure approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 01.
This is also
Cleared for
something
takeoff
like
runway
that.
01. Swede Mount 10 tree.
The ATC is too fast sometimes. Okay, there we are. I don't think I'll bother to use the whole runway, because this one is rather shorter runway. We try a shorter version. Takes less time. I think. It works. Most the commercials you have Airbus 321s and Boeing 737s landing here, and they can land here. So I probably can start here. Trim it up a bit. I learned that if you tamper with the autopilot too early, the trim goes bollocks. There we are. The autopilot comes next. Okay. this, then now we can start it up. I don't use the tail wheel lock because it's easier to maneuver against crosswinds if you don't have it. Because you get surprised when the tail starts coming up. Like this, you see? It worked quite well like this, I think. There we are. You see, we didn't use too much of the runway. Ready to climb, and we can switch in the autopilot then, like this, and on nav if it works. Let's see.
Continue for east departure.
Oh, okay. I have to use the okay, I have to use the heading instead. Okay. So, we'll use the heading.
Sweet Mount 10 tree. Acknowledge last transmission.
Sorry.
Stairs Tower, Sweet Mount 10 tree. Continue for east departure.
I wonder what happened now. After there we go. I forgot something. I forgot the ES.
10 tree, leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Oh, now it will work better. Positive rate and turning to the. Let's turn south.
Stairs Tower, Sweet Mount 10 tree. Frequency change.
And adjust the throttles and the propellers. Here we are. So, that's better. I forgot this one. That's why I didn't get the nav to work. Most autopilots are on GPS as default, but not on this one. It's VLOC on default. So now I'm going south, and you can see that the autopilot display. You can see the leg coming down there. The first leg, Bromma, and now I'll switch in navigation then. There. I'll see if it did work. It turns to the right first, and then it turns to the left, I guess. Yes, it should do that. Now it should turn to the left. If it works, yes, I think it does. Yes. No. Sometimes it struggles, you know. Maybe if I turn around, we'll see. Oh dear. That's strange. It went the other way. Okay, then let's go back to heading then. Well, this can happen. If you can get the navigation to work, I'll go for heading instead. Oh, I forgot the landing lights, but it doesn't matter. We're up in the sky now. And we have to put these ones on trail. So we got an extra sightseeing of Västerås then. It's an old town at the beginning. In Västerås at something 1525, I think. Okay, now I have to turn to the left. In 1525 something. It was the first parliament ever in Sweden. And the one who started that was Gustav Vasa. So let's go for east then. See what happens. Well, it's a bit tricky. Switches to that. Now, immediately, that's strange. Shouldn't do that. So something is wrong. I had an autopilot that worked perfectly before on this one. Not anymore. Let's see if it works now. I have to try to align it a bit then. A little bit more to the left. We'll see what happens now. Let's see if it turns around or just turn back. Now it turns around, turns back. Okay, now it works. Bit of struggle there. So, now we are on the course and heading for Bromma. Okay. Now I don't have to bother anymore flying the plane. The lake we see here is Mälaren, Lake Mälaren, that goes far west, back behind us and down to Stockholm, ahead of us. Oh yes, it worked perfectly. Good. And I have a very good speed too. So That looks better. It's not so far away, you know. Now we can reduce throttle a bit. Now I have cruise settings. Okay. I guess we will reduce speed a bit to about 160. Just so. Looks like it's a bit windy. It did correct a bit this a bit, so it might be windy. Oh, I need to call for the approach here. There we are.
Lost Air's approach. Sweetmount 10 tree is type Douglas DC-3, 7 miles south of Echo, Sierra Uniform 904 3000. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
Sweetmount 10 tree, Lost Air's approach. Squawk 1 tree 21.
Squawk 1 tree 21. Sweetmount 10 tree.
Sweetmount 10 tree. Radar contact 7 miles south of Echo, Sierra Uniform 904 2600. Cleared through the Charlie airspace.
Cleared through the Charlie airspace. Sweetmount 10 tree.
Here we are. I wonder if that voice belongs to the Microsoft lady who runs their web transmitting, like roadmaps, or what you can say, what's happening on the flight sim. I forgot her name now, but it sounds like her. So I think there are a few employees in Microsoft's flight sim department that have lended their voices to this system. But I could be wrong. Okay, now we're continuing at Lake Netherland, and you can see here.
Sweetmount 10 tree, contact Melva Center on 118.0. Good day.
Very well.
118.0. Sweetmount 10 tree. Malmo Center, Sweetmount 10 tree, 3000.
Sweetmount 10 tree. Malmo Center, QNH 1021. Radar contact, continue.
Now we're half the way. Western was there, and you have Bromma there.
Sweetmount 10 tree, contact Stockholm approach on 12 tree, decimal 755. Good day.
Okay.
Go into 12 tree decimal 755, Sweet Mount 10 tree. Stockholm approach, Sweet Mount 10 tree, 3000.
Sweet Mount 10 tree, Stockholm approach, QNH
Oh, there. What's
1021.
happening?
Radar contact continue.
That was not good. I lost the nav. Okay. So now I know that this autopilot isn't too good. But I have the heading about the same direction, so it will be alright. And how do I do the heading? Because you can use the heading knob on this one, but as it looks like this. But if you have, I have an Xbox controller, you can probably use a keyboard too. So I did some bindings with keypad, D-pad up on the controller to activate the heading bug on upper left there on the HUD, and then I had D-pad right, D-pad left to change it. Look like a D-pad right and D-pad left. So I easily can take up heading and use that, which I did now. Let's see if we can go back to nav. Looks like something went wrong here. We'll see what happens. Yes. It just lost the... Okay. So we have to go on heading then. When I don't stream, everything works perfectly, and when I start streaming, everything goes wrong. So, well, okay, if you have to use the heading, because this autopilot works so perfectly well on the other, when I do the other things. I don't know why it starts turning to the left when it should turn to the right. Because you can see the line they're going so very nicely down to Bromma. Well, I just have to follow it then. Now we are at Frölunda airfield, so we're nearing Stockholm now. So I'll probably will try to do some ATC things here. Here's the airport, and that's not Bromma, but it's number 4. There we are, Bromma Tower, and full stop landing. We'll see which...
Bromma Tower, Sweet Mount 10 tree is 13 miles northwest, 3000, with Yankee to land.
Sweet Mount 10 tree, Bromma Tower, QNH 1021. Make straight in runway 12.
Okay, runway 12.
Make straight
Okay.
in runway 12, Sweet Mount 10 tree.
10:21. $30.54. And we have to switch to okay 110.3. Just 110, one more, and 0.3. And swap it. There we have it. Change to V-lock. And get rid of the. There we have V-lock. So I have to do it like this then. Go to heading. Which I did. Okay. Did forgot to activate it. So there we are. A bit too steep then. Okay. Okay. Now I think. Oh, there. That wasn't too good. Okay, let's go backwards then. Turn it. We'll turn around. I was a bit too near. Let's go for Kungsängen. Oh, where is the bug now? There it is. There it is. It's one thing using the bug, you have to see it also. So, I think I'll go a little further on and reduce the altitude because that I forgot. Gone with altitude and no negatives. 2000. There we are. There we are. So, this looks much better. So, now we can turn around again. or something like that. 140 maybe. There we go. This looks good. Let's see if it does. Okay, approach. Let's hope it works. It didn't. Okay. Could I get some approach now then? Does it
Sweet
work?
Mount 10 tree. Wind 0437. Clear to land runway 12.
Okay. No autopilot.
Clear to land runway 12, Sweet Mount 10 tree.
So looks like we have to go manual then. Oh dear, that wasn't too great. I was hoping to go on autopilot all the way, but we'll do it. A bit higher then. winds did I have? Okay. 50. It's a bit from the left then. That's why it's so tricky to... I have to grab a bit. There we are. This looks better. Grab a bit, I thought. Yes. Okay. Coming a bit fast, I think, but this one is... can't take this runway, so we'll see. Okay, we're a bit overshooting and jumping a bit. There we are. Have to turn it to right as I have left winds. Ooh, dear.
Mount 103. Contact ground on 121.605.
Yes. So, crosswinds. Wasn't too good. Okay.
Mount 103. Do you copy?
121.605 for Sweetmount 103.
Yes, I went to the side of the runway, so I got around immediately. Let's taxi the parking then.
We're on the ground. Sweetmount 103. Request taxi to parking.
Sweetmount 103. Taxi to General Aviation parking using taxiway Yankee 4 Yankee.
Very well.
Taxiing to General Aviation parking via taxiway Yankee 4 Yankee. Sweetmount 103.
I guess if I do this tour once again without streaming it, probably will work perfectly. Man, the autopilot struggle was really a drag there. And we have to turn these on again. Well, we came to Bromma and we overshot a bit, but just have to taxi back. At least it didn't snow here. Is that an ambulance? Could be. I would like something to work right, and that's the ground crew waving me into the parking. Let's see what happens. There we have a dash 8. One of them did use in Norway. I don't think so. Yeah, maybe. There is one standing there. Yes. And also ground power units, so it looks right. That really, it means at least that works. I might do another stream and try if I can get this autopilot to work. But I was warned. It would be a bit tricky. Okay, I'm coming. To go outside. See what it says. And there. Okay. Can I make another try? Let's see. This be better. Okay. We'll take that. And I did an instant start so everything is on there. So there we are. And we have to switch everything also, and I forgot the landing lights, didn't I? There we are. So. Okay. Now I'll show you something. I'll have to get in the plane again. Look at this. Here you can open, you can put on secure it, aircraft, and open the doors. And it looks like this. One of the fire extinguisher went under the car. Okay. Let's see. I can try another stream later and see if it works better. Okay. Goodbye for now then. Fritjof Viking or Daisy is at Bromma, and it all went well in the end, though a lot of struggle. So now we can unload this C-47 that actually is now a passenger plane, as you can see. Luggage here and passengers there. Okay. Goodbye for now.